If I've learned one thing from my luxurious and opulent lifestyle, it's to never make eye contact with the help, for they see it as an invitation to equality. If I've learned two things, it's that more isn't always better. So that's why we're talking about these triads, when three notes seem a little excessive, and how you can kind of simplify things and still make them sound cool. Okay, so triad is just a guitar chord, or really any kind of chord that has three different notes, right? G major. The people's triad, right here, has a G, a B, and a D, okay? Now, what if we just took away the fifth there and left just the lowest two strings here, a G and a B? That is a root note and its major third. Kind of like a power chord, but replacing the fifth with the third to kind of get a different sound. A lot of times, I'll be teaching and like people won't even realize it. Like you can just actually make triads into like two note chords that have a different type of a sound than a power chord. Because let's face it, the power chord is the sound of the poor. It's like when people can't afford a third, they just try to slap a fifth on there and think it sounds good. No, 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 no. Get that major or minor third in there. So let's talk about major and minor thirds throughout a chord scale. Again, a chord scale is all the chords that you can use in one key. So I think we've talked a little bit about it before. In the key of G, right? We have the one chord being G major, the two chord being A minor, the three chord is B minor, the four chord is C major, five chord, D major, six chord, E minor, and then that seven chord would be like F sharp, minor 7 flat 5 or diminished, and then back to G. Now if you want to do like some riffing, I think these two note chords kind of sound really cool. So let's do the same thing, but let's just take the root and then the minor or major third that they have, okay? So G is really easy. It's just third fret of the E string and 2 on the A string. Now let's do the same thing with an A, but all we're gonna do is take what's different between a minor and major chord. Again, this would be A major. A minor would be a flat third. So 5, E, and 3A. The three chord is B minor, so same thing. B and its minor third. Let's go to the C and just take the root note in its major third. Same with D. E would be 7A and 5D minor. So far we've got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. If we want to get crazy, we can kind of add the seventh note, that F sharp, 9th fret, and make it minor. It has a minor third. It doesn't have a fifth, but it does have a minor third. And then bring us back to G major. So altogether be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 again, okay? So I think a lot of times these can provide kind of like a cool way to switch up between just those big open chords that we use a lot, and maybe just like if you want to riff out like a 6-5-4 progression. So 6-5-4 in G would be E minor, D major, C major, okay? But if we did it with these two note chords, and then if you want to kind of mute them to even get it more of like a rock sound. Because it kind of gets a different type of feel. You're lowering the volume, and then maybe if you want to go into another part of the song that's the same chords. Again, this is just representative of like the E minor chord. D major. Kind of get a pretty big difference in the dynamic of your playing just by starting to incorporate some of these smaller intervals, right? Or smaller chords with the same intervals. Also, too, another thing that you might notice is if we start talking about these fuller shapes, like a G major triad, where we have a G and a B and a D, right? You'll notice that a chord is actually a combination of two of these intervals, right? The distance between a G and a B is a major third, but then you take the distance between a B and a D, that's right here. There's the B minor, the beginnings of a B minor that we kind of did, right? So really a G major chord is this major interval plus this minor interval to make one very excessive triad, which again we're trying to simplify right now, right? So really just start kind of rocking out these. I think they sound really cool. on acoustic or electric guitar. They're a lot easier to slide into. So really you can kind of like use these in your lead playing to maybe like jump into a scale. Like for example, maybe if I was gonna jump into some kind of, you know, scale thing on this E minor, right? Because that would be the relative minor in the key of G. I could maybe start working my way into that scale, right? Because I think climbing into a scale is something that is kind of the intro to a lot of like lead solo playing type things. So definitely it's great to know where a lot of these root notes are, and then kind of where the next interval that makes the chord is. And that's why these 2-note like dyad mini triads come in helpful. And also too, if you're just trying to switch up a different part of a song and kind of control a little bit more of the dynamic of the arrangement. So hopefully you learned a little bit about the dangers of opulence and excessiveness. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. Instagram, Twitter, the website. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.